I've been a product of my environment. I've been a product of my trauma. I've been a product of my success. I've been a product of my hustle. I've been a product of the culture. I've been a product of everything else. I want to be a product of Jesus. I want people to marvel when they look at me because they see you shining through me. I want them to say she was untrained, she was uneducated, she didn't know what she was talking about, but I'm still marveling at her because for some kind of way, it looks like he speaks through her. To be a product of Jesus is not just to speak or preach or worship.
Welcome to Black Trauma with Mem's Empire, where we explore the twisted web of mental health, trauma, resilience, and healing. I'm your host, Mem's Empire, and I am so excited to come here today and talk to you. Today, I really want to talk to everyone about the role of unforgiveness in suicide risk. As we recognize World Suicide Prevention Month, I want to take a moment to honor those affected by suicide, mental health, and any mental health challenge. It's a time to raise awareness and foster an understanding and encourage open conversations about mental health, about suicide, about, anything that affects our mental health. Remember, reaching out is a sign of strength, and together we can create a community that supports healing and hope. And if you know someone who is struggling, or if you are struggling, please know that you're not on your own, you're not alone. Help is available everywhere. So moving on, in our fast-paced, interconnected world, we often hear about the importance of moving on and letting go. Yet many of us find ourselves clinging onto past hurts, grudges, and unresolved feelings. This emotional baggage can weigh heavily on our mental health, leading to feelings of isolation, anxiety, and sometimes despair. I would like to really make it clear, guys, hand on heart, unforgiveness can create a cycle of negative emotions that not only affect our well-being, but it can also increase the risk of suicide. I also want to explore the psychological mechanisms behind unforgiveness and its impact on mental health, and most importantly, how we can begin the journey towards forgiveness and healing. So I want to first define unforgiveness. Unforgiveness is a persistent inability to let go of feelings of resentment and anger towards someone who has wronged you. It can manifest as bitterness or desire for revenge or an emotional burden that weighs heavily on a person. Unforgiveness is linked to various mental health issues, including there's anxiety, there's depression, there's stress. And holding on to grudges can lead to emotional turmoil, which can exacerbate, existing mental health conditions or contribute to a development of new ones. I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression in 2012, and my depression was triggered by rejection from family members, and my anxiety was triggered by a huge change of events in my life. It was honestly like I was getting punched from left, right, and center, and backed into a corner, and I couldn't do anything. Right when I thought I was about to cave, God stepped in. I'm so eternally grateful to God for always being there when I had to, when I was going through this and I had no one to turn to. For someone looking for help or tips to cope throughout this difficult season, I can definitely advise you to first of all, talk to God. Even when you think He's not listening, He sends signs and confirmation that He sees and hears your struggle. He will always send peace in your storm. I promise you, it always does. And be open and honest with your closest friends and family so that they help you go to a church, be around God's people and worshiping around, amongst them will help break, these strongholds. Let them pray for you and with you. Let them encourage you. Be open to help. Moving on. How unforgiveness links to suicide risk and emotional burden. Unforgiveness can create a cycle of just negative emotions, like I said, that may lead to individuals feeling trapped and hopeless. This emotional pain can contribute to suicidal thoughts or behaviors. And individuals can isolate themselves, and people who struggle with unforgiveness, they isolate themselves from others, and this can lead to feelings of loneliness. Isolation is also a big risk for suicide. There is also cognitive distortions. Unforgiveness involves distorted thinking patterns, such as rumination on past hurts. These thought patterns can worsen depressive symptoms and contribute to suicidal ideation. There's also, chronic stress. The ongoing of chronic stress is associated with unresolved feelings that can lead to physical health issues. This can it can further compound on your mental health struggles. Chronic stress is also a significant risk of suicide. And the impact on relationships unforgiveness has, it can strain relationships with friends, with families, with partners, leading to further emotional distress and increasing of risk of suicidal thoughts. Strategies for addressing unforgiveness are, therapeutic interventions, which can be therapy, especially cognitive behavioral therapy, what they call CBT. It can help individuals reframe their thoughts and past events and develop a healthier coping mechanism. You can also practice forgiveness, encouraging forgiveness as a process rather than one-time event that can help individuals release burdens. This can involve self-forgiveness as well. There is mindfulness and meditation. This can help individuals become more aware of their thoughts, their feelings, and promoting emotional regulation and reducing the intensity of unforgiving feelings. You also need supporting systems, guys. Build a supportive network, a small circle of friends and family, support groups that can help you feel less isolated and more connected. It can provide like a buffer against the suicidal thoughts, so you're in the middle of them and these people are covering you up. So I want to talk about forgiveness as a whole, like going with my own personal experience, because I feel like with mental health there's nothing like somebody that's going through it and somebody that has been through it. Those are the only people that can actually understand what we are talking about here. So I feel like I'm the right person to talk about this. So when I was going through suicidal thoughts, because I have had suicidal attempts, about 2 of them, and I've not gone through with it, but I've had attempts. Do you understand? I've planned the whole thing and everything. But what I've realized now that I'm on a healing process, I've gone through therapy and CBT, I've realized that really it's not about forgiving the other person. It's not the other person causing you to have suicidal thoughts. It's forgiving yourself for being, what I found myself really pondering on is like, how stupid was I to let this happen to me? Oh my God. Why didn't I see all these things? Oh my God, I saw these signs and I just ignored it. I put myself through here. I put myself where I am. And I find myself going on and on and on about that. And then I realize, with journaling, I go back to my journal and I think, actually, I have actually forgiven this person. It's just the forgiving, it's just the forgetting part. And big 75% of it that's left now for me is forgiving myself. I cannot, put my mind to rest and really get to a point where I think, right, Mems, like, this is not your fault. There are days that I'm so good and I'm so, I'm a champion. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to take that, and I'm not. But there are days that I actually sit there and I think, I put myself here. Why did I put myself here? Do you understand? Especially when it comes to single mothers and you're trying to co-parent with your ex, and the other person doesn't even actually care. Do you understand? They don't care, like as in they don't care. And then you think, rah, I get this person 4 kids, 5 kids, 3 kids. How did I not see this little thing about them? Was I that stupid? Am I that naive? Was I reckless? Why did I bring these kids into this life for them to feel like to live life without a father? Because being in that process, being in that state is so lonely, guys. It's the loneliest place you can be because no one gets it. No one gets it. People can try and act like they get it, but they don't. As long as they've not been through it, they do not get it. They don't understand the severity of it. Because I've been through it, I've got to get out through it. You cannot tell someone to say, get over it. You cannot tell someone to say, oh, just leave it. Just be laid back, just let him do what he wants to do. It's not easy, because at the end of the day, I'm battling my own mental health issues. And the other person is there living his life. Yes, I'm not saying that person is not battling their own depressive issues, but at the end of the day, I'm the one with the whole baggage, and it's not fair. It's just not fair. So I find myself struggling to forgive myself. That is the biggest thing that I'm struggling with right now. To just remember that, those people that hurt me, those people that betrayed me, it wasn't my fault, it was them. So I actually thank God that everything came out in the open, because now I clear. And the good thing about therapy and healing, when you are healing, you see people for who they are. You can really see, like, look them in the eye and actually say, do you know what? I can see you. I see you. And I'm not going to stand for it. You can trace toxic people. I see it. Do you understand? And another thing that's helped me with my mental health issues is I'm so amazing at reaching out for help. I'm really good at it. If I feel like I'm not coping, I reach out for help. But then that has a negative effect as well, because people end up just isolating you. People ghost you. People leave you because you're just a lot. It's just a lot for anyone. They don't want that. So this thing about building, supporting friends, I feel like it shouldn't be a lot of friends, maybe 1 or 2 people, and that's it. Because at the end of the day, you end up being a topic. Forgiveness is a profound act that transcends mere human emotion. It is a divine mandate that echoes through the teachings of Christianity. In a world often marred by conflict, resentment, forgiveness serves a powerful balm for the soul, releasing the chains of bitterness that bind us. The Christian faith teaches us that forgiveness is not only an act of grace we extend to others, but also it is a vital step in our own spiritual journey. Jesus, in his boundless love, exemplified this through his sacrifice, urging us to forgive not 7 times, but 77 times, and illustrating that true forgiveness knows no limits. Unforgiveness, on the other hand, can fester like a wound, poisoning our hearts and distancing us from God's love. It is a heavy burden that hampers our growth and joy. shackling us to past grievances. In embracing forgiveness, we mirror Christ's compassion and open ourselves to healing, reconciliation, and the transformative power of love. This paves the way for a life that reflects the God's grace we have received. Especially when family members are involved as well. This can be challenging but essential for fostering a healthy environment for everyone. Some strategies to help you navigate situations like this, can include establishing boundaries, clearly defining boundaries regarding communication and interaction. This helps protect your emotional space and embrace the future with hope and grace. I have 2 Bible verses I love on unforgiveness, and I'll try and explain them the way I understand them. We have Matthew 6 verse 14 to 15. It says, "For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will always forgive you. But if you do not forgive others their sins, your Father will not forgive your sins." It emphasizes that God's forgiveness of our sins is closely tied to our willingness to forgive others as well. Unforgiveness can create a barrier in our relationship with God, and it reflects a heart that has not fully grasped the grace and mercy we have received. This verse encourages believers to cultivate a spirit of forgiveness, understanding, and that it is essential for spiritual health and growth. And the second one is Ephesians 4 verse 31 to 32. It says, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage and anger and brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as Christ forgave you." Meaning, when the apostle Paul instructed believers to abandon negative emotions and behaviors associated with unforgiveness, such as bitterness, anger, he encourages kindness and compassion, urging Christians to forgive one another as God forgave them through Christ. This verse, it just underscores the importance of reflecting grace on our relationships, promoting healing and unity within the community. Both verses remind us, guys, that forgiveness is not just a personal choice, but a fundamental aspect of living out our faith in community with others. I want to talk about forgiving those them people who have not apologized. Or taken accountability. This is a profound act of strength, guys. It liberates us from the shackles of resentment and pain. It is essential to recognize that forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior or condoning their actions. Rather, it is a courageous choice to reclaim my peace and emotional well-being. By letting go of the expectation of an apology, we free ourselves from the burden of anger, allowing empathy to soften our hearts and fostering personal growth. This journey may require time and reflection, but in choosing to forgive, we embrace healing, we cultivate resilience, and we affirm our commitment to living a life enriched by compassion rather than bitterness. Ultimately, forgiveness empowers us to move forward. It removes us from, shackling ourselves in the past, and we embrace the future with hope and grace. The painful part about forgiveness is that, like I said, it's tied together with the way God has forgiven us. So we should also practice the same forgiveness to others. Like I said earlier at the start of this episode, I am struggling with forgiving myself. I have forgiven them people. I have forgiven them, and I truly have. But it's forgetting and forgiving myself. Because these people are in your life constantly and you can't get rid of them. Unfortunately, you can't get rid of them. So you have to sort of cope. You just have to get on with it. But some days are really hard, guys, because these people will really try you. They try you and they keep pushing it. And because you have forgiven them, they think they can run one on you again and just be like, oh, she won't do, oh, he won't do anything, she won't do anything. But I'm not trying to, curse, but they take the piss. They do. You understand? So that's where you really need to get busy and forgive yourself and get to a point where you're like, yeah, I'm trying to forgive myself, and I went through this with you, but I'm not going to take it from you or anyone. I've been saying this to myself recently. I don't believe I was put on this earth to just be healing people that are out there to trying to kill me, people that are out there trying to destroy me. I don't believe God put me on earth to do that. I refuse. In the name of Jesus, I refuse. The devil is a liar. I will not be taking that from anyone anymore. Do you understand? So if I see that you're not reciprocating my love, you're not showing any accountability, I'm not gonna force it onto you. I'm not. And this is the thing I said about healing. It's a person is so dangerous when they're healed. You understand? Because if you play up whilst the person is healing, I'm sorry, but when they actually heal, you're gonna lose that person because they're not gonna take it. That's where I am. I am healing. I will not be taking any nonsense from anyone. I will not be putting myself in situations that are going to take me backwards to where I was suicidal. I'm not doing that anymore. So I really reach out to anyone going through mental health issues, going through suicidal thoughts, going through self-harming, anything. Baby girl, my brother, my sister, mom, daddy, I love you. But guess what? You need to get up and try your best. You will have down days, but trust me, there is light at the end of this tunnel, and the light shines so bright, and you will be so powerful in your mindset, in everything. I'm not saying you're not gonna have bad days. You are gonna have bad days, but once you go through that self-awareness and you know what you went through and you process it, the future is only bright and it's gonna be so amazing for you. I really hope this episode has helped someone to sit there and actually reflect on everything. Yes, people have hurt you, but also look at how are we gonna move on from this? You move on from it. Try your best, and don't take any advice from people that people love to give advice, and people are very good at that. But when they're in the same situation, I guarantee you they won't be doing that, what they're saying you should do. So take control of your own healing. I think that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Take control of your own healing and say, right, this is how I'm going to heal. This is how I feel about you. This is how I feel about this person, and I'm going to keep it moving. But I'm not going to let these people hold me back from being the best mother I can be, from being the best girlfriend I can be, from being the best wife I can be, from being the best sister I can be, from being the best friend I can be. It starts with healing. Then it's your body. Then it's your teeth. Then it's everything. I just had to put that joke. But guys, I love you. I love you so much, and I really thank you for everything you're doing. God is not done with me, guys. God is not finished with me. And them suicidal thoughts, they were trying to stop me to be who I am today. And guess what? No weapon formed against me prospered. In conclusion, guys, understanding the role of unforgiveness in suicide risk is crucial for prevention and intervention. By addressing these feelings, individuals can work toward healing, reduce their emotional burden, potentially lower their risk of suicide. This topic is both complex and very sensitive, and approaches to it should be handled with care and empathy. Thank you for watching, guys, and please remember to share, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I just want to thank you for your love, for your messages, for your DMs, for your just the way you are engaged, especially my Instagram family. My Instagram family is, I live for them people. Like, they are gonna, if there's anything, they are gonna engage, baby. They are gonna engage. And I love you so much. And today we're on 20,000 followers, guys. And I thank you so much. I really thank you, because I know now that them suicidal thoughts, they were trying to stop me being who I am today. Them suicidal thoughts, they're trying to destroy me to be who I am today. But guess what? The devil is a lie. He did not prosper. So I just want to encourage anyone going through suicidal thoughts right now, going through suicidal ideations, going through self-harming. There is light at the end of the tunnel, guys. We will get there. We're getting there. Listen, we're already there. Like, one day at a time. The good thing is, you are not on your own. There's a lot of us. It's just that others are good at hiding it. But let's not fall for that. Let's heal. Let's keep it moving. Let's love each other. Let's open a space, a safe space to talk about our mental health conditions, about our feelings. Because that culture of hiding our feelings. So I just wanted to encourage someone going through a really bad, because I know suicidal thoughts, it's a really dark place. It's a very lonely place. But guys, I'm here. We are all here. Reach out to people that have been through it. I always think the best people to reach out to are people that have been through it. Those are always going to respond with grace. They're always going to give you a safe space to speak about your feelings. I love you, and thank you for watching.
God, I want my testimony to be that I followed you and found me. God, I want my testimony to be that I didn't long for what used to be. God, make me into this person who can be on their own without submitting themselves to every other person who says something nice. God, make me something new. Oh God, I'll follow you.